What's up, y'all? This is Christina, Chris Zoe, and I'm coming to you today to talk about how I started my own business. In 2014, I moved to Los Angeles from Houston. I was actually a server at the Hilton downtown, Hilton Americas. I was making about $4,000 a month, and I was pretty much on my last. I guess I had one more direct deposit before I didn't have any more money. So I randomly decided to move to Los Angeles to pursue my career in songwriting, music, and anything else, basically. So my best friend, she was moving to Los Angeles as well. So I decided to go with her, and we did it together. So once we got there, we found somewhere to live, which we ended up in South Central. It was crazy. And we went from there, basically. So it took me about 6 months to get a job in Los Angeles. And when I finally did get a job, I worked as a server at a bar on Hollywood. Now, that was interesting because as a server in Hollywood, you only make about a little less than $2,000, depending on where you work, a month. So you have to figure out, oh, crap, what am I going to spend this money on? I gotta pay my rent. I gotta get groceries. I gotta make a living. I gotta get gas. Oh my gosh. So I was thinking in my head, like, how am I gonna, make enough money to be here? And I don't want to be a server. I want to be a songwriter. And, I want to work for myself, basically. Fast forward a year later, maybe in October, I decided, maybe this is not for me. So I packed up and I moved back home. I stayed there a year. I was still trying to, make something work for myself. So when I moved back home, I wrote myself a book. Not myself, but I wrote a book, a novel called Settling In, which I'll give you the link to purchase it if you want to read it. I actually wrote a whole entire book, published it, had a book release, and went from there. Now, after a while, a gentleman that I used to work with in Los Angeles, he and his girlfriend at the time decided to sign me as a songwriter. And with that, I would be paid $2,000 a month. So I moved back to LA and I'm making $2,000. I'm like, oh God, I did it before, so I'll be good. I'm actually doing something that I want. I'm working for myself, kind of, sort of. And it was a good little run until I guess, something went wrong. So I wasn't able to work for him any longer. And from there, I had to decide, what am I going to do? I was so far behind on bills and I didn't have any money. And I would work for my sister. She owned a store. And from there, I was like, my first idea was, let me start a lipstick line. So I did that for a little bit, maybe made $50, which was a lot to me. So from there, I learned the techniques of starting my own business and what it took to become my own business. So I was putting in a lot of work, traveling back and forth downtown LA, trying to find permits and trying to get myself situated. I spent a lot of money trying to, get myself started, money that I didn't have. And then I finally decided to switch over to clothing, which my sister did, and then I picked up after her. So that's how I started. I began to start my own business. But I have to tell you all of the ups and downs that come with starting your own business. You always have to make sure that you remember the money that you make is for the business and not for yourself. Now, when the money's rolling in, you're like, oh yeah. But no. You have to remember to pay your taxes. You have to remember that most of that is not profit. It's basically the money that you put into the business. It's shipping. It's, paying people. It's whatever you have to do, promotions. It's pretty much that money goes to your business. So you have to set yourself up to be a business. And with that, you have to do more research. You have to figure out, okay, so am I LLC? Am I, whatever? So figure it out. Get your DBA, get your official name, get your business account, because you have to set yourself apart from your business. So make sure you have two different bank accounts, one for your business, one for yourself. There's a lot that goes into the clothing business. A lot of people, you have to stay up with trends. You have to make yourself different from other people. You have to make sure that you're not doing the same thing as everyone else. You have to stay creative. You have to stay, motivated, self-motivated. You got to get up in the morning, set your own goals, your own tasks, whatever, tasks. You have to make sure that you're the boss in whatever you do. You have to tell other people what to do if they're working for you. So all those things come into play to figure out what you want to do that's going to make money, or whatever. Just make sure it's something that you enjoy, something that is not a job for you, so to say, because in this you have to really love it and be passionate about it to make something out of it. So, I had a lot of experience with customer service, so that pretty much fell over into me being a business owner. So always make sure that your business has all the ducks in a row. Always, always, always. If you can't do that, it's always a good idea to have a partner who can take care of the smarts while you take care of the creativity, because sometimes it's kind of hard doing it all by yourself. So good luck. If you want to purchase my booklet, it's called How I Became My Own Business. How I went from, this is more of a, my experience in LA. So how I went from making $2,000 to about roughly $20,000 a month living in LA. Then get my booklet. It's How I Became My Own Business. You can get it at shopchriszoe.com. Navigate to Chris Zoe and navigate to education. There's also a booklet there that says How I Doubled My Sales. And eventually I'll make another booklet that goes into detail on where you can get wholesale items, where to get your license, what to do after that, your business accounts, etc., etc. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, let me know below and I'll be able to answer them for you sooner or later.